What is up, everyone? It's Paul here, aka 90s Handheld Gamer, back with the original Nintendo Switch games to buy before rare and expensive video series. But before we get right into this, I did say on my last video that I'd be announcing the winners for the Nintendo eShop gift card giveaway, so I am going to announce the winners real quick. Red underscore Rose underscore Reaper. Then there's RPG Story and Slime UP9ST. And I'll be posting your channels on the video so you know who you are in case you didn't hear me. But if you can, please reach out to me on Twitter/X. My Twitter is linked on my channel, but I'll put it in the description as well. Or you can reach out to me on Discord at 90s Handheld Gamer. But if you're not on either one of those, maybe just leave a comment telling me how I can reach you. Leave me a Gmail or something. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the first game on this list is Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. And this is a game that I was originally going to pass up on because I didn't pre-order it or anything. And I thought that if you didn't pre-order it, you wouldn't be able to find it in the stores. But I've noticed that it's still on the Nintendo Store website. And I have still even seen it at some stores locally. I've seen it everywhere from GameStop to Best Buy and Walmart. So you still can pick this up on store shelves right now. But I do recommend picking this one up sooner than later because I do believe that once this one sells out, that's going to be it, and it's going to be a bit more expensive to buy this on the aftermarket places like eBay and Amazon, because I've noticed that on eBay, they're already selling this above retail price. And with this physical deluxe edition, it includes is a physical copy of the game, a replica game pack of the original NES cartridge, a pin set, and some art cards. So that's pretty cool. And even though I was going to pass up on this, I am actually excited to try the game out and see if it's something that'll jive with me. Now, for those who don't know, it was recently announced that the International Olympics Committee decided not to renew their licensing agreement in partnership with Nintendo and Sega for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. They decided to invest in NFTs and esports instead, which is really dumb in my opinion. But for that reason, I feel like these games could go up in value, especially the latest one that we got, which is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, because it looks like this will be the last game in this long-running series. And even though you can find this game for pretty cheap right now for around 30 bucks, I believe that in the future, this one could possibly get more expensive and harder to find. I don't see this on store shelves at all too much. In fact, I picked up the last copy at my local Walmart recently. So definitely keep an eye on this game if it's something that you might be interested in. Now, I gotta give a huge shout out to one of my content creator homies, Upper Nimbus, and I'll actually link his video in the description because he does his own rare Nintendo Switch games video series, and he covered the game Signalis. I had seen this game at a local GameStop and I looked at it and I thought that it looked really interesting and kind of like a hidden gem, but I passed on it because I don't usually play these kind of games. But when I seen it in his video and looked up the value, I went running back to my local GameStop to pick this one up immediately. And luckily, they still had the last copy. So if you see this game out in the wild at a GameStop or anything, definitely pick it up. I bought this for 30 and resellers have this on the market going for like 70 or more right now. So I was really glad to pick it up. And if you don't know what this game is, it is a survival horror game. Kind of has those original Resident Evil vibes to it. And I've played a bit of it and it is really fun as well. I'm actually really looking forward to playing through this game. So definitely keep an eye on this one and pick it up if you find it out there before it becomes more rare and expensive, because it already is. The next game on this list is Slave Zero X. Slave Zero X is a stylish 2.5D character action game set in the biopunk world of Slave Zero 99. And this game, from what I hear, is a really tough game where you really have to precisely master the battle combat mechanics to succeed in this game. I hear that there's a little room for error and that this game will push you to your limits and really challenge you. And this game, the reason why I'm including it on this list is because I don't really see North American copies of this game out there at all, and the only place that I see selling this locally is at GameStop, and they don't seem to have a big stock on this game either. And I've noticed that on the resale market, they're selling European copies of this game at above retail. So I imagine that the North American copy of this game is going to end up possibly being rare and expensive. Now, I think that I might have covered this back in one of my first few episodes of this series, but Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age S Definitive Edition is a game that I just wanted to touch on again because this game is still holding its value at around $45 to $50, and it's been out for a number of years. So the fact that it's retaining its value kind of makes me feel like in the future this game could definitely go up in value. And this game is highly regarded as one of the best JRPGs of all time and one of the best JRPG experiences available on the Nintendo Switch. It's one that I'm still slacking on and need to get around to playing eventually, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. Red Dead Redemption is a game that you can easily find for pretty cheap on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. But for some reason, the Nintendo Switch version is really holding its value at around $45 to $50. And if you think you're going to find a good deal on this game on eBay, well, that is not the case because I looked on there and everybody is selling this game for about 50 bucks or even above that for copies that are not even the North American version. And I've noticed that there's not many copies of the North American version online for sale at all. So this game is definitely worth keeping an eye on if you want it portably on your Nintendo Switch. And for those who don't know what this game is, this is one of Rockstar's best open world games where you play as a cowboy set in the Wild West. It has some pretty decent gunplay mechanics, and it has a vast open world to explore, and it does also have a great narrative and a story going for it. I haven't played the Nintendo Switch version yet, but from what I've heard, it does run good and look good on the Nintendo Switch. But I did play this game a lot back in the day on the PS3, and it is definitely a classic worth playing through. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, the launch Steelbook Edition, is a game that I could see retaining its value well, or possibly becoming more rare and expensive in the future, just because of this lovely looking steelbook. But this game is also one that I just recommend buying if you're into turn-based JRPGs because the combat and battle system is one of the most fleshed out and in-depth and one of the best of any JRPG ever, and I will stand on that opinion or fact for me all day. Also, the visuals and art style look great in this game. The story is great. This game is just so much fun. In my opinion, it's probably the best monster collecting game of all time. If you're tired of those walk in the park, easy, janky, boring Pokemon games, play a real Shin Megami Tensei game. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already and you want more great gaming related and Nintendo Switch content, please subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, peace.